Evening, one of those spots is on 41 southbound. Looks like those delays start around just before Silver Spring, and then that continues until about Capitol Drive. 43, we've got delays between, it looks like, about North Avenue and Keefe. And taking a look at the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mainly clear skies and breezy, a low of 44. Thursday, mostly sunny and breezy, cooler, a high of 52 by the lake and 62 inland. Friday, sunny skies, a high of 60 by the lake, 65 inland. Saturday, mostly sunny and mild with an isolated thunderstorm possible, a high of 68 by the lake and 73 inland. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 50 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Good evening. How are you? Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight on this supersized episode of What's on Tap. I'm here with you till 9 o'clock, full of culture and creativity. Very happy to be rolling out the red carpet for some guests in the studio, and also from Madison in the studio at about 7:30. One of the people in our city who has a slab of the boat Deep Thought and might be doing something creative with it. Alderman Peter Bergelis is going to join me at 7:30 to discuss more about Deep Thought, its extraction extravaganza yesterday, and how he may have a souvenir from the yacht. So I'm looking forward to that conversation at 7:30. At 7, the president of the Wisconsin area music industry, the Whammies, Roy Elkins, is going to join me because there were some highlights from the Whammy Awards on Sunday, and some very talented musicians and people in our Wisconsin music scene who were honored, including a Lifetime Achievement Award and the Hall of Fame. So going to recap that fun event, and also just by even talking about those musicians, clue you into who you should be looking for around the state this summer as more outdoor concerts happen and you're just maybe looking for new music and new artists to support. It's going to be a good thing. And also going to bring you highlights of conversations because of the Brewers game Monday and Tuesday. I was actually filling in on Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik, and we had a couple of really good conversations. You will get the latest update on Light the Hone and the East Side installation of the lights. So you'll hear from Executive Director Erica Smith, and also an award-winning art teacher of arts education in Jackson. Angie Schlitt will be one of my guests, and it is Asian American Pacific Islander Month, and it's a chance to spotlight some of the multiculturalism in our state, including a wonderful restaurant called Momo Me, highly regarded. So get to know the history of Momo Me and maybe some of the fantastic flavors of this Pan-Asian restaurant. So those are just some of the things in store, including your chance to win free tickets to see Super Duper Alice Cooper. This time next week, Alice Cooper will be on stage at Miller High Life Theater May 14th, and your chance to win tickets around 6:40 with me. We'll have fun doing it. And I think it's going to influence the song you need to hear, don't you think? Can't talk about Super Duper Alice Cooper and not play him. So that is some of the fun that is in store. You know, the conclave, electing a new pope, all over the news. Now, the first, we didn't go one and done. I thought it was a possibility, but they've done their one vote for today. And the way with the time difference in Rome, the next vote is going to happen in the wee small hours of the morning for us here in Central Standard Time. Between 2:30 and 5:30, there are going to be two votes in the morning. A little break, and then we'll get, if the voting continues, it'll be between noon and 2 tomorrow afternoon. So you know we are keeping an eye on it here at all hours of the day at WTMJ. But do you remember where you were the last time the white smoke piped out of the Vatican roof to announce the new Pope, Pope Francis? It was March of 2013. Where were you? I remember distinctly where I was and what I was doing. Do you? You can share by calling or texting the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Now, producer Brian Kelly with me tonight for the long haul, the 3 hours. Brian, do you remember where you were when Pope Francis was officially elected Pope and the white smoke puffed
I
out.
had a 1-year-old at the time, so I don't remember much of anything.
You were occupied with a baby. Oh, my goodness. So, see, that's just, I think a lot of people had maybe other things that they were doing, but this is one of those like, oh, I know exactly where I was. Because in March of 2013, while you were losing sleep and burping a baby, I was in New York City. I went to see Marquette play at the Big East tournament at Madison Square Garden. My boyfriend Mike and I, we stayed in the Bowery in like the cheapest budget hotel we could to afford the rest of the trip. And we got on the standby list, though, for the David Letterman show, which was a huge thrill for us. But because you were on standby, you had to wait literally for the phone to ring. So we're in this very Spartan, small hotel room watching TV. The white smoke came puffing out of the little chimney in Rome, and then our hotel room phone rang, saying it's the Letterman show. We have tickets. But here's why I distinctly remember it, because Letterman's comedy writers and the staff, they were on it. Very topical humor. They worked into the show to have a white horse out on the street in front of the Ed Sullivan Theater and a person dressed as the Pope, head to toe, with the pointy hat, even the red shoes. And this horse and Pope just paraded up and down and around the block during the entire show. And they would just, cut away to the camera like the Pope would wave every now and then. The faux Pope, I will say, not the real Pope, obviously. It was just one of those bizarre yet entertaining sights. And I was looking for the photo of me with the Pope on the white horse, but I couldn't find it to share. But I could at least share the memory. So where were you when the last Pope was named? And I do remember before Pope Francis, when Pope Benedict was about to be elected, that was April 2005. And the top headlines were, who would be Pope? But the other headline was Brett Favre was in his will he or won't he be a Green Bay Packers quarterback. And I remember thinking, yep, I live in Wisconsin when Favre is the story over the Pope. That's okay. So I'm interested in what you remember about papal elections, whether it was 2005 or 2013, if that stirs up a memory for you. Let me know. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. We have winners. Milwaukee Arts Board announced special honors today. Find out who we celebrate next on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters.
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
Which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richland's Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Mitchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richland's Tire and Service Centers.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast helps build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. Ready to grow, explore, and shine? Join Girl Scouts with the extended year membership by June 30th, and you get up to 18 months of fun. Girls starting kindergarten or first grade even get 3 awesome activity books and a special gift free. Visit www.gswise.org to join today.
Hey Milwaukee, it's Josh Albrecht here.
And I'm also Josh Albrecht. Join us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. on 620 WTMJ for Joshin' Around Milwaukee.
We're diving into the best of what makes this city great. Local events, hidden gems, and of course, everything Milwaukee.
It's your inside look at what's happening around town, places to visit, people to meet, and stories you won't want to miss.
Catch us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. right here on 620 WTMJ and find extended episodes and content on visitmilwaukee.org. Let's get Joshin' Around.
2 Joshes are better than 1.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we profiled the average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life, becoming everyday heroes. 16-year-old boy named Tyler Snowden.
I was in my house, I heard screaming. I seen the kid on top of the roof, the house was on fire. So I took a ladder, ran over, put the ladder up, grabbed the 4 kids, and helped the mom down the ladder. I don't know, I wasn't thinking, I just took the ladder and ran.
Everyday hero on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Thanks for tuning in and asking you where you were when the last pope was elected. Do you remember? Because I had a distinct memory because I happened to be in New York City, March of 2013, seeing Marquette play in the Big East tournament, and also got lucky and scored standby tickets to David Letterman, who decided to have a white horse and a person dressed as the Pope clip-clopping up and down the street during the show. So that's stuck in my memory. And a couple of people chiming in on the Sighting Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620 to share your memory. Peter texted in, I was in the Grand Canyon on vacation when Pope Francis was elected. I also remember when Pope Benedict was chosen and the smoke came out gray and initially confused everyone. It can be, that's a tricky color, but they'll get it right. So the first vote has happened. The second vote will happen about 2 a.m. So welcoming your papal memories. Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. And I got some good news in my email box first thing this morning. Celebrating local artists, the Milwaukee Arts Board announced their 2025 Artists of the Year and Friends of the Arts Award honorees. And it's to recognize and celebrate excellence and exceptional service in Milwaukee's arts community. And I love that, our city recognizes how important the arts community is as part of Milwaukee's identity. So the four recipients are Amal Azam, one of the 2025 Mildred R. L. Harpole Artist of the Year Awards. She is an artist from the Midwest, and very thoughtful art reflects the layers of trauma, freedom, and misconceptions she carries within her identity. And her practice centers on the narratives of Southwest Asian and North African and Muslim communities, using art and storytelling as tools to express herself. So great that we're also recognizing multicultural expression. And the other recipient of another 2025 Mildred L. Harpole Artist of the Year Award is Aaron Boyd. I'm an artist that I got to meet through my work at Milwaukee PBS on the arts page, and he is just a wonderful person in addition to an incredibly talented illustrator and now children's book author, and a MyAd grad, and look for his books. First book was called Juicy Peach, but his latest book illustrated Valiant Vel Phillips and the Fight for Fairness and Equality. But his very first book that he illustrated and wrote is called Giving Good. So look for Aaron Boyd's work, and I think I'm going to share with you a little bit of a conversation that I had with him. I also want to say congratulations to Nikisha Roberts-Washington, who won a Friends of the Arts Award, and she is the founder of Genre Urban Arts, which is an organization here in our arts community. And also want to say congratulations to Symphony Swan Zawadi, also awarded a Friend of the Arts. And I got a chance to interview her here on WTMJ, I want to say earlier last year. And she's the founder and executive director of the Creative House. And she has been a Shepherd Express Milwaukeean of the Year. And she serves on the Milwaukee Art Museum board as a board trustee. So she's a vibrant creative force. So congratulations to everyone who won an award. And I will tell you, I'm going to share this with you. I am I'm so pleased Aaron Boyd is part of our creative culture here in Milwaukee. This is an excerpt of one of our earlier conversations. I'm going to gush about you because it's better. I'm sure it might be a little more comfortable than you telling you, I have illustrated over 40 children's books. How many so far now?
I just have come to say dozens, only because actors will often say this too. Once they're done with a movie, they don't go back and watch it. Mm-hmm. It's because there's another role to do. There's another thing to learn. And with books, you're always moving because you're always growing. There's always new projects, new things to learn. And it just keeps you moving. It's a mountain that you don't ever get to the top of. And I wouldn't want to get to the top of that mountain. I just want to keep going, keep going, keep going. And it's the best job in the world.
And when we say illustrations, I think sometimes people just think like pen and ink drawings. But what are the different mediums you use when you illustrate a children's book?
So one of the nice things about the children's book market that's happened in my lifetime, in the last couple of decades, there's been more of an acceptance of different mediums that you can work in. So when I was a little kid, children's books were often watercolor or woodcuts or things like that. Now you can have oil, you can have digital artwork is very strong. Collage, abstract art is very popular. I'm the older I get, the more I look back on my childhood, and I'm incorporating a lot of those mediums that we grew up with: crayons, watercolor, cut paper, glue. It actually came out of one of my best friends passed away about a decade ago, and I was working on a book at the time, and it was one of the rare instances where an editor said, "Do what you want." And I remember the smell of the paper next to me, and I was 6 years old again. And I said, "Can I use cut paper?" And they're like, "Yeah." "Can I use crayon?" "Yeah." And so my style now is really a mixture of all of those things that we used when we were 5 and 6 years old. And watercolor is still being the primary medium, though.
Bringing out the child in you.
Oh, yes.
That is, I hadn't thought about the sensation. You obviously think illustration is visual art, but you're right. As soon as you peel the paper off a crayon, that sound of that peeling, the smell of the wax, that's so funny that you bring all that nostalgia to life just by even talking about it.
Well, and I find with anything in life, just like with food, if you like Japanese food, you can get carry-out sushi, but having Japanese food in a restaurant with the sights, the smells, the textures, it makes it better.
Yeah, definitely.
And art does the same thing.
What's the very first children's book you illustrated?
The very first, and I'm laughing because it's still in print, which is really incredible. Books usually don't stay in print that long. It's called Juicy Peach. It's an early reader. It was from Lee and Low Books, and they re-released it a couple years ago in Spanish as well. And it still sells. It's there's probably not more than 36 words in it, but it's the first thing I ever framed for my wall was the cover of that book, and it still hangs on my wall. Actually, it's now hanging. It might be hanging in a museum. The Miller Art Museum has a show of my work right now.
Oh, how wonderful.
I think it's up there. And I say I think because my life's been really busy over the last year and a half. And so, stay-at-home dad. I've had several books coming in at a time. I'm writing, as you said, now, too. So if someone makes a request, can you do this? We do this? I usually just say yes, and then I move on. And then I forget about what I was doing the day before. But the show is a really wonderful show. I'm actually very proud. They named it after my latest book.
Giving Good.
Yes. It's the show is called Giving Good, The Art of Illustration by Aaron Boyd. It's at the Miller Art Museum in Sturgeon Bay, and it goes through the end of March.
Oh, great.
And so, shipping meant myself and my brother drove up all of my artwork. I think about
road trip.
40 pieces of art we drove up. And so that's why I remember just getting it all to fit in the car. I built a giant installation for the show. And so I don't remember every exact piece, but there was a lot. That's a lot of artwork.
Did you get to curate that yourself?
So as I'm fond of saying, I let the professionals do what they do. And so the curator there, I said, "What art do you want?" I showed her my whole library of artwork. I said, "What do you want for the show?" And I will bring it to you. If I have it, it's yours. And so I have some of my earliest children's book work all the way to the entire, I think it's 32 pages of Giving Good. That's all framed in the show as well right now.
Wow. Does it make you feel really proud when you look over all that work?
It does, but you know how life is. You don't really always get a chance to quote Ferris Bueller, to take a moment, and notice it.
Yeah. Life moves pretty fast.
Yeah. And so it's good. I'm very fortunate. I went to college a few blocks from here at Myad, and I used to eat here on my lunch breaks. I never imagined I'd be sitting in WTMJ radio talking about my artwork. So life has been really good as an artist. I wouldn't trade it. I've gotten to touch a lot of special projects. And I'm at that age now where I think there's a certain amount of momentum. I'm not at the phase as much anymore where I have to tell people, I'm Aaron, here will you look at my artwork. They've at least probably have heard of me.
And that's great. I'm thrilled to hear that you are a busy creator. You're in demand. That the past year and a half has been nonstop for you. Because, we all hit a big old pause about 5 years ago. Mm-hmm.
My COVID was locked up with my baby boy. He was born right at the start of COVID. My wife was she's a teacher, but she was staying at home and teaching from the dining room table. And so for all of COVID, it was diapers and art. And I was very fortunate that I was still getting work at that point.
Family bonding there at its finest.
Oh, yeah. I have a photo of myself. What do you call those straps? Is that a baby Bjorn?
I think so, yeah. That holds him close.
Yeah. I was painting with him on my chest.
Aw, so he can hear your heartbeat. Aaron Boyd, artist from his last visit with me here on What's on Tap, and he is one of the recipients of the Milwaukee Arts Boards Awards. Congratulations again to Aaron Boyd and Amal Azam, both 2025 Mildred L. Harpole Artist of the Year Awards, and two 2025 Friends of the Arts Awards going to Nikisha Roberts Washington and Symphony Swan Zawadi. We will keep you updated. There will be a ceremony on June 10th in the City Hall Rotunda. So I'll see if I can get in touch with the other award winners who are making our Milwaukee creative culture even better. And Milwaukee Film Festival last call tonight and tomorrow, and your chance to win super duper Alice Cooper concert tickets. Stay with me here on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Hey, I'm Sandy Maxx at WTMJ, here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. 3 Pillars rated again as the top senior living community in Wisconsin, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities, full and part-time, day or evening shifts starting at $20 per hour, and you could get more based on experience and shifts. The best part, you will make a difference in the lives of others every day at 3 Pillars. Go to 3pillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He had heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Excited to share with you some updates from the Milwaukee Film Festival on films you got a last chance to see and to give you the chance to win Alice Cooper tickets. But right now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. A Wisconsin congressman is postponing a town hall after he says he received a credible threat towards his family. The office of Derek Van Orden says a letter was sent to his office in Washington threatening his wife, children, and grandchildren. A spokesperson for Congressman Van Orden says he will miss votes today and that the incident has been reported to authorities. The Milwaukee Health Department clears Sendik's on Downer to reopen. The grocery store closed on Monday after inspectors found rodent droppings in basement storage and customer-facing areas. The health department's reinspection today found that all pest-related violations have been addressed, with affected areas cleaned and sanitized. The Naring's Sendik's on Downer store is not affiliated with the 18 Sendik's Food Market stores in the Milwaukee area that are owned and operated by the Balistreri family. 2 companies convicted of illegally shipping invasive species to Wisconsin. Carolina Biological Supply Company, based in North Carolina, and Aquatic Arts, based in Indiana, each received over 20 citations for repeatedly shipping invasive crayfish. According to the DNR, the crayfish were shipped to schools, residents, and businesses in 8 Wisconsin counties, including Sheboygan, Washington, and Milwaukee. Non-native great crayfish species are illegal in Wisconsin because of disease concerns and financial costs to remove them. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Getting pretty clear on the roads. We do still have some delays lingering, mostly on 41 southbound. Those start at Silver Spring and continue past Capitol. And then on 43 northbound, just a tiny bit of a delay around North Avenue. And taking a look at the WTMJ forecast. Tonight, mainly clear skies, breezy, a low of 44. Thursday, mostly sunny and breezy, cooler, a high of 52 by the lake and 62 inland. Friday, sunshine, a high of 60 by the lake, 65 inland. Saturday, mostly sunny and mild. We could see some isolated thunderstorms, a high of 68 by the lake, 73 inland. On Sunday, mostly sunny and mild, a high of 71 by the lake, 74 inland. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 50 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:34.
If you missed this,
can you talk about how often officers are ending up at schools and how difficult those situations are?
3,100 calls a school year. It was about 17 calls a day.
Or this.
Handpicking the press pool. What are your thoughts on that?
I have many, as you might imagine. I've been in the press pool covering the White House, the greatest privilege of my reportorial life.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Drakamp Heating.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected variety Cedar Crust ice cream, $4.49. 13.1 to 16-ounce selected varieties Swanson Hungry Man dinners, 2 for $7. 11 to 18.7-ounce selected varieties Kellogg cereal, 2 for $6. 8 to 15.75-ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Party Size Lay's, Tostitos Natural, or Tostitos Dip, $3.99.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Public service, courage, bravery, sacrifice. These are terms used to describe those who work in public safety who go above and beyond each and every day of their lives. If you have a police officer, dispatcher, fire professional, or an emergency nurse who impacted your life, in May we'll honor the best examples of paying it forward, sharing the tremendous stories of these local heroes. Nominate your local hero at WTMJ.com. Click on the Salute to Service banner at the top, or by texting SALUTE to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line.
It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Your showrooms are employee-free.
Give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Why?
To save you money.
How much money?
Our 42 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
That's pretty good.
And through Monday, purchase a select Beauty Rest or Silly Posturepedic mattress in any size and receive a free adjustable base. Plus, free next-day delivery and free financing's available too.
I like the way you do business.
Find the self-service employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Treat your mom to the Mime Chef's all-you-can-eat Mother's Day brunch for under $25. This Friday, fish fry is all you can eat and $7.99 in beautiful downtown Hartford. Reserve now, MindChefRestaurant.com. Incredible fish fry. It is the amazing Mine Chef.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Thanks for hanging out with me here on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And I was asking you at the beginning of the show, and still welcome you. Do you remember where you were the last time a pope was elected, which was March of 2013, and there's a reason I remember. But if you have a memory of like, oh, I know where I was, I know exactly where I was, let me know. Call, text in. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. I remember because I happened to be in New York City going to see Marquette play in the Big East tournament, and that's when the white smoke came out. Right at the same time, I got a phone call saying, hey, you've been waiting for David Letterman show tickets on standby. You've got them. So it was like, oh, okay. It was a convergence of things. So that's how I remembered, and got a couple of texts so far on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. If I can get my cursor to roll here. Brian texted in, I was actually in St. Peter's Square during the last conclave when the white smoke rose. I just arrived in Italy earlier that day on a business trip, headed directly to the square in hopes of seeing the white smoke. There was an estimated 1 million people in the square on that rainy evening. And that one point stands out to this day for me is the amount of weeping and older Italians on their knees crying when the Pope was introduced to the crowd. Wow. Brian, thank you for texting in. And shout out, Brian and I used to work with Brad Beach at the Milwaukee Wave together. So glad to reconnect with you in this way. And Peter texted in also that he remembers well when Pope John Paul I passed away within a month of being elected. And then John Paul II succeeded him and served for 26 years. So, yeah, it's interesting where people can kind of mark in time where they were. If you have a memory to share, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. And Milwaukee Film Festival tonight. Last call. And tomorrow is the last day to see cool movies at the Oriental Theater and at the Downer Theater. And 8:30 tonight is your last chance to see Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood on the big screen at the Downer. But I'm going to tell you, there are standby tickets. So you probably won't get in tonight to see the new Brady Street documentary. But I will update you on future screenings and streamings, because I had the filmmaker Sean Kafer from UWM and also Michael Sander from the Bid Brady Street in here. So I'm in touch with them. I can find out where the next screenings are, because what a great way to preserve Milwaukee history with a whole documentary on Brady Street. Maybe you can get into to see Rent Free at 9:30 tonight at the Downer. It's a buddy comedy about couch surfing for a year. And then tomorrow, these are my picks for you. If I could get to all of these, I would, but I can't clone myself. But tomorrow at 12:30, Beatles fans at the Oriental Theater, it's called 1-to-1 John and Yoko. And it is a documentary that followed John Lennon and Yoko Ono for a year and a half in like 1971, 72, New York's Greenwich Village. Like, what a time capsule that is. But that was all the planning that led up to their unusual and artistic concert performance at Madison Square Garden, August 30th of 1972. Tomorrow afternoon, there's also a documentary about the United Ukrainian Ballet Company called Front Row. There are some shorts called Stranger Than Fiction, and that is really fun. You feel like you get bang for your buck when you see 6 or 7 or 10 different short films. And the only chance to see Jane Austen Wrecked My Life. It's at 6 o'clock at the Downer Theater tomorrow night. Could be a good date night. It's a modern romantic comedy from France. So mkefilm.org to see the listings. And if you got FOMO on missing out on the films, tomorrow is your last chance. Super duper Alice Cooper, Mr. Milwaukee. He is going to be back in our city on stage this time next week at Miller High Life Theater. Some amusing super duper Alice Cooper memories and your chance to win free tickets next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Hey Milwaukee, it's Josh Albrecht here.
And I'm also Josh Albrecht. Join us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. on 620 WTMJ for Joshin' Around Milwaukee.
We're diving into the best of what makes this city great. Local events, hidden gems, and of course, everything Milwaukee.
It's your inside look at what's happening around town, places to visit, people to meet, and stories you won't want to miss.
Catch us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. right here on 620 WTMJ and find extended episodes and content on visitmilwaukee.org. Let's get Joshin' around.
Two Joshes are better than one.
Deals are popping up all over the place this week at Fleet Farm. Like Farm Fresh Selects veggie and herb plants, 3 for $9.99. 1 cubic foot bags of Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix are just $9.99. And ladies' Carhartt Tencel t-shirts are 25% off. From garden staples to workwear essentials, Fleet Farm has everything you need this season. Always at the best prices, guaranteed.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Badger Fence. If you listen to the show over the years, you know I've talked about my beautiful new cedar fence installed at my home. Well, the company I trusted with that job is Badger Fence. They've been installing high-quality, durable fences in the area since, get this, 1945. Proud member of the Better Business Bureau with an A-plus rating. Doesn't get any better than that. As well as a member of the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. If privacy, security, and a wide choice of fence styles are top of mind when you choose a fence for your property, then Badger Fence is the right company. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, using the best materials in the industry. Badger Fence knows that premium fence materials, design options, and affordability all play an important role in your overall satisfaction. So whether you want wood, which is what we chose, ornamental, chain link, even PVC, they can help you choose the right materials for your fencing project. We love our fence, and when my wife Kathy and I were shopping around for fence companies, we found the right match with Badger Fence. To set up an appointment to talk with Badger Fence about your project, go to badgerfence.com. Badgerfence.com. Tell them Scafidi from WTMJ sent you.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they called a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at adventknows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Alice Cooper. No more Mr. Nice Guy. If you have never seen Alice Cooper in concert, it is an entertainment experience. I would almost say it's a spectacle. It's definitely a bucket list event to see Alice Cooper in concert. And the good news is you have your chance. Next Wednesday, May 14th at Miller High Life Theater, Alice Cooper, who has played a lot of shows in Milwaukee. I've seen him a couple times. Like I said, I can vouch that he is the spectacle. Brings the supersized big old Frankenstein. He'll get the guillotine out. He will have the eyeliner on and the top hat. And you will see a lot of people dressed as him in the crowd. It is a full-on experience to see Alice Cooper. And I actually had the privilege and thrill to interview him a couple of times in the past 5 years, 6 years or so. And I wound up spearheading official Alice Cooper Day here in Milwaukee, October 1st of, I think it's 2021. Gosh, that sounds like a long time ago. It had never happened before. And when you think about Alice Cooper, and a whole lot of people, when you think about Alice Cooper in our city, they think of this moment from Wayne's World.
So, do you come to Milwaukee often?
Well, I'm a regular visitor here, but Milwaukee has certainly had its share of visitors. The French missionaries and explorers were coming here as early as the late 1600s to trade with the Native Americans.
In fact, isn't Milwaukee an Indian name?
Yes, Pete, it is. Actually, it's pronounced Miliwake, which is Algonquin for the good land.
Now, while it may not be incredibly historically accurate, it is hilarious, and it is something that people ask him to say all the time. So one of the conversations I had with Alice Cooper, I did get to ask him about Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. I actually had people telling me after a while, could you not Milwaukee? Could you just say Milwaukee? You know, people from Milwaukee were getting tired of that bit.
No, not ever. You're talking about a city where we have the bronze fonz. Embrace the joy.
Yes, you're right.
Plus the positive connection to Wisconsin with your guest appearance on that 70s show with the BOA.
That's right. And Wayne's World, you know.
So, see, no, I think it's people from Minnesota who are just jealous that we have Alice Cooper saying Milwaukee. So enjoy super duper Alice Cooper today and tomorrow on What's on Tap, your chance to win free tickets. And right now, on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620. Caller number 14, since he'll be in Milwaukee May 14 at Miller High Life Theater. And just type in Alice Cooper if you just want to go ahead and buy tickets and not risk the winning. But go ahead and try and win them now. 855-616-1620. Love to treat you to a spectacular night of entertainment with Alice Cooper at Miller High Life Theater May 14th. Caller 14, 855-616-1620. Good luck. And Alice Cooper has the song you need to hear next.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jackson Churio Star Wars Night bauble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at brewers.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for QC Kinetics. For more than 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. You heard that right. Non-surgical relief. More than 50,000 patients who had knee pain, back pain, now living pain-free. Those with shoulder and hip pain, it's gone. The regenerative cell therapy restores tissues in your achy joints. Dr. Caravelli's team uses biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joint. And there's no surgery. Remember that. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing the old tissue. Here's what you do. You call today, 414-285-3474, 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
Some shock rock from a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer tonight. Congratulations to Jay from Waukesha. He just won tickets to see Alice Cooper next Wednesday, exactly a week from tonight at Miller High Life Theater. A bucket list show if you've never, ever seen him before. he has that it factor as soon as he walks out on stage. So another chance to win tomorrow night on What's on Tap. So set your alarm to join me at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And right now, though, crank up an Alice Cooper classic. Especially timely as graduations are approaching. School's Out is the song you need to hear on What's on Tap. Alice Cooper. The song you need to hear, School's Out. It's just fun. It's still got that energy. And when you see Alice Cooper play it live, which he will, it will be on the set list next Wednesday at Miller High Life Theater. It's still got the great energy. I'm telling you, when you see an Alice Cooper show, it is a lot of stage. It's some vaudeville. He will have an electric chair, guillotine. There will be the boa constrictor, some fake blood. Like, he really creates a fun experience. I almost said a B-movie experience, but like if Sven Gulli was a rock star, he'd kind of be Alice Cooper. It's that much of a fun show. I can highly recommend it. And when you think about all the things Alice Cooper has been part of, from the Muppets to golf, actually, that's the other thing. Look for him next Wednesday morning at some golf course around here. He's a massive golf fan. I asked him what his handicap was, and he told me that he had just golfed his age, and he had just turned 72. He's a big golf fan. Alice Cooper, your chance to win free tickets again tomorrow night on What's on Tap to see him on May 14th. News is next, and then Whammy Awards highlights on What's on Tap.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
In 1955, cars first rolled on to Road America, and many of those same cars are back again as vintage racing lives at Road America, America's national park of speed. Kick off the 70th anniversary season at the Spring Vintage Festival weekend with SVRA May 16th through the 18th. The fastest of the fast of the past, including race and sports cars from all 70 years and even further back than that. Vintage Festival weekend, May 16th to the 18th at Road America. Get tickets at roadamerica.com.
The deeper the hole, the more damage you're going to cause, especially if you're driving around with low tire pressure.
We're talking about potholes, and if you're not careful, they'll spring up out of nowhere and bite you right in the keister.
We've fixed broken ball joints, broken control arms, blown struts, damaged wheel alignments.
You name it, we've fixed it. That wheel alignment is an adjustment of your suspension, which is a system that connects your car to its wheels.
And when your alignment's off, you get uneven, premature tire wear, and we have a fix for that too.
If a pothole is bitten you where it hurts, come to Richlands for a professional evaluation by one of our ASE certified technicians.
And at the very least, we'll make sure you have the right amount of air pressure in your tires.
And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
Due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here for Colders. Listen to this testimonial from a real customer. Quote, did you know that Colders offers a lifetime delivery membership? 2 weeks ago, I purchased a gold tier membership, which means I get free delivery for life on furniture, appliances, and mattresses at Colders. They went on. I walked into the Colders showroom looking for new furniture. I left with high-quality furniture, a brand new mattress, and a lifetime membership that covers free delivery for life. Furniture, appliances, mattresses, whatever I need going forward, I won't pay another delivery fee ever. I know. I also have the lifetime membership. It gives me access to exclusive sales like the annual Lifetime Delivery Day sale, which is coming up very soon at my place, Colders. It's one of the ways that Colders takes care of its customers. If you're furnishing your home or upgrading your appliances, go to Colders. Better service, better quality, real value. I just bought bedroom furniture there. It is the best. Guaranteed best prices. Selection is great. Team is awesome. It's Colders.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Colders.
Ready for more fun, more friendships, and more adventures? Then it's time to become a Girl Scout. With their extended year membership, join for just $98, adults for $42, and enjoy up to 5 extra months of fun starting now. Visit girlscouts.org and join the adventure today.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Get your rock solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 50 degrees in Milwaukee. Tonight's going to be mainly clear and breezy with a low of 44 degrees. Thursday will be mostly sunny, breezy, and cool with a high of 62 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brenda. A Wisconsin U.S. Congressman missed votes yesterday after credible threats were made to his family. Congressman Van Orden says armed guards will be surrounding his family in Wisconsin for the foreseeable future.
My family is in more danger now with me being a member of Congress than they were when I was hunting and killing terrorists.
That's retired Navy SEAL and current U.S. Congressman Derek Van Orden talking on Wisconsin's Afternoon News about a letter sent to his Washington, D.C. office threatening the lives of his family.
The specificity of this was something that we haven't seen before. I literally just hung up the phone with Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, and they're going to find him, and we need to start prosecuting these folks and sending them to prison.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Demanding more resources to make Milwaukee public schools safer. Protesters gathered outside Milwaukee's North Division High School over the lead crisis. Earl Ingram and led Safe Schools MKE, calling for more action and funding from the state with strong words for legislature.
If they're so concerned about the safety of our children, then they should place a head of law enforcement being in the buildings, making sure that these children are safe. When we know that children are going into buildings every day being poisoned.
Demonstrators presented a list of demands to MPS as well, calling for the district to test all schools and the school board to pass a lead safety resolution, and calling on new schools to be built due to reduce the lead risk as Milwaukee Public Schools and the Milwaukee Health Department continue their remediation and testing for lead dust in schools and students. Health Commissioner Dr. Michael Totorais says that moving beyond lead crisis, the school district should look at rebuilds.
83-year-old buildings is about 40 years older than the national average for public school buildings. So having a new infrastructure for students to learn in is a safe way for them to avoid these hazards.
As part of its summer plans, MHD plans to inspect and possibly clean 54 MPS schools built before 1950. The conclave will continue Thursday as a new pope was not chosen on Wednesday, as evidenced by the black smoke that emerged from the chimney atop the Sistine Chapel. News Nation's Robert Sherman says the history shows it shouldn't take too much longer to elect a successor.
It's quite the possibility that we do get to see that white smoke in the coming days here. I mean, since 1900, the longest conclave has lasted 5 days. So that kind of gives you the goalposts of what we're expecting over the coming days here. It was so statistically unlikely that we would see white smoke today. I mean, you go back through the conclaves throughout history. I mean, you have to go back to the 1600s to the last time that we saw the cardinals nail it on the first attempt and get 2/3 majority, one single vote, which would have been today.
Pope Francis was elected on the second day. In Waukesha County Court,
pleas of not guilty were entered upon review of the information by the defense.
Nikita Kasap, the teen charged with killing his mother and stepfather, pled not guilty to 10 felony counts, including first-degree intentional homicide, hiding a corpse, theft of a vehicle, and identity theft. Tatiana Kasap and her husband, Donald Mayer, were found dead in their village of Waukesha home in February. A trial date has not been set. The next hearing is set for August 18th. Sports, traffic, weather, and next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:04.
Public service, courage, bravery, sacrifice. These are terms used to describe those who work in public safety who go above and beyond each and every day of their lives. If you have a police officer, dispatcher, fire professional, or an emergency nurse who impacted your life, in May we'll honor the best examples of paying it forward, sharing the tremendous stories of these local heroes. Nominate your local hero at WTMJ.com. Click on the Salute to Service banner at the top, or by texting SALUTE to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line.
It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all Sports Desk. The Brewers lose to the Astros at 9-1, but take the series at American Family Field. Catcher William Contreras is expected to undergo x-rays on a finger today. Brewers play-by-play announcer Jeff Leverings tells Wisconsin's Morning News it relates to an issue Contreras has dealt with for the past 2 years.
There's so many foul balls that hit him in the middle finger on his catching hand last year. Apparently, he got a shot off of his finger, and he's playing with a small fracture in his finger. So maybe that explains a drop in power for him. He hasn't had an extra base hit since the series in Arizona.
The crew gets a day off before heading to Florida for a 3-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Take a look at your roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. We have a couple of incidents on the road. One on I-94 East at the ramp from County F. The right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. And then we have one incident on I-41 US 45 South at Burleigh Street. The right shoulder is blocked due to another disabled vehicle. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear tonight. All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight it's going to be mainly clear and breezy with a low of 44 degrees. Thursday is going to be mostly sunny, breezy, and cool with a high of 62 degrees. Friday, we'll see some sunny skies, high of 65 degrees inland. Saturday is going to be mostly sunny and mild with some isolated thunderstorms possible and a high of 73 degrees. And Sunday is going to be mostly sunny and mild with a high of 74 degrees. Right now, Massa at 61, in Green Bay it's 55, in Waukesha it's 54. Right here in Milwaukee, it's 50 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Thank you for joining me tonight. A supersized episode of What's on Tap, and here till 9 o'clock, and lots to enjoy together and talk about in just moments. The Whammy Awards were on Sunday. What were some highlights? Who are some of the Wisconsin bands you should be keeping an eye on and be proud of? We'll cover that. Also, Alderman Peter Bergelis is going to join me in the studio at 7:30. Yes, I know. The news of the day yesterday around here was Deep Thought, what I'm calling extraction extravaganza on the beach of the boat that had been marooned on our beach for about 6 months. The reason Alderman Bergelis is going to join me because he may have a creative use for at least part of the Deep Thought yacht remains. So we'll have a fun chat with that, and you're welcome to ask any questions on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. We're also going to hear from Light the Hone Executive Director Erica Smith with an update on just how far the East Side light installation on the Hone Bridge has come, and also more arts awards to celebrate. Jackson Elementary art teacher Angie Schlitt has gotten a new honor. We'll hear from her. And also, with it being Asian American Pacific Islander Month, I'm going to shine a spotlight on Momo Mi Pan-Asian Restaurant, one of the best-rated restaurants in our Milwaukee area. So just some of the things lined up for you. And I do want to know if you have a memory of where you were the last time a pope was elected. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text line. Call or text 855-616-1620, just because it is one of those, worldwide moments. And sometimes you remember exactly where you were and because of circumstances. And I shared earlier that I was in New York City and I happened to be there when the Pope was named. The white smoke trickled out of the little pipe on top of the Vatican. At the exact same time, the phone rang when I was visiting New York, and they said, "Hey, you've been waiting for David Letterman's standby tickets. You've got them." And then David Letterman incorporated a person dressed in full papal regalia with the robe and everything, riding a white horse up and down a New York street, and then would just do the occasional camera shot in celebration and being very topical on the Letterman show. So, I remembered exactly where I was. So we've got some really interesting comments. And Brian texted in, I shared this earlier, that he was actually in St. Peter's Square during the last conclave when the smoke rose. He had just arrived in Italy earlier that day on a business trip because he was working with American Soccer. Brian went right to the square in hopes of seeing the white smoke. About 1 million people were in the square, and it was raining. And Brian said that the one point that stands out to this day for him is the amount of weeping and older Italians just on their knees, crying when the Pope was introduced to the crowd. I can't imagine being there and what that must feel like in just such a historic space as the Vatican as well. And Judith texted in that not for Pope Francis, but she remembers she was a teenager in Rome for Easter during Pope John II, pre-Pope Mobile. and the square was jam-packed with people, and a group of nuns behind her kept pushing her forward. She ended up right in front of Pope John. She was too shy to kiss his ring, so I shook his hand. Judith in Milwaukee. Interesting, these impactful memories when you can get that close. It's just amazing. So thanks for sharing. If you've got a Pope memory, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. And why not go to our next guest? He is Wisconsin area music industry Whammy president, Roy Elkins, live in Madison. Roy, how are you?
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I am good. Roy, do you have a memory of where you were the last time the white smoke was seen?
I think I was on my farm in southern Wisconsin. I think that's where I was. I'm pretty sure that's where I was.
Taking care of business.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm not a farmer. We'd be starving to death if I was a farmer. But no, I lived on one, and no, I'm pretty sure that's where I was.
Well, you say you're not a farmer, but I want to mention, what do you consider your big accomplishment, especially in the music industry?
Well, I started BroadJam.com 25 years ago, and we help musicians get placed into film and TV. That's a big accomplishment. And then I think it is because it's our company. But
and you get to elevate. I would say you get to elevate our local artists, so even more people can see and hear them.
Yes, and that's the rewarding part. Just about everybody we get licensed, this is it's their first time or second time, and they don't have the ability to get to Nashville or New York or LA, so they sign up with us or maybe one of our competitors, and we help them get placed. And we get about 2 or 3 a day get licensed by somebody, so it's been going pretty well.
So I think this kind of level of experience qualifies you to be president of Whammy when you're that invested and involved in our state's music industry. So congratulations on being president, and congratulations on throwing a heck of a party on Sunday at the Whammy Awards. And I wanted to ask you, from your point of view, what were some highlights at the Deco in West Dallas on Sunday?
Well, I think obviously all of the Lifetime Achievement and the Hall of Famers, Sister Strings, Bill Miller, the great maybe the greatest Native American Indian performer ever, Claire Sardinia of Lightning and Thunder, all great. And I was glad to be in the same room with them. Twan Mack, who was just so influential. I never thought he got his due, but he is maybe one of the most influential people in the history of hip hop. But probably my biggest highlight was the 12-year-old from Verona, Paige Clever, who came out and, she said, "Come on, Milwaukee, clap your hands," that kind of thing. As a 12-year-old, I had a little tear in my eye watching this young girl perform, and she won Artist of the Year as well. Or not Artist of the Year, a Rising Star of the Year. And she's just a fabulous kid who has a great career in front of her.
It was really wonderful. I got to be there. I got to be the MC and lean all the way into the 1920s theme with some black fringe and a flapper dress. And I have enjoyed my first Whammy Awards was at Turner Hall maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And just the mass of people, because there are about 80 awards, because you recognize different instrumentalists, different bands, promoters, venues. So it really is this great group and gathering of music performers and also music lovers. So it's a great environment to be in. And you had all 3 levels going with different bands and different announcements, yet a flow of the show. But you mentioned 12-year-old Paige Kleber, who went to a Madison girls rock band camp, and that was the spark. And now she's got an EP out and winning awards and a true singer-songwriter. So it's exciting to see the next generation of performers come up and also be able to honor artists like Bill Miller. It was a real joy for me to talk with Bill Miller. And I remember I introduced him to the crowd as 3-time Grammy Award winner, Bill Miller. And he immediately was like, hey, it was nice, and I don't mind walking the red carpet and talking to Usher, but when Bonnie Raitt shouts your name out, she's my friend. And hey, but that it meant more to him to be in Milwaukee celebrating the Whammy Awards, and his performance on stage was incredible. And the Native American dancer he had accompanying him on stage, there were some magic moments Sunday night at the Whammy Awards.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was, and by the way, you did a great job. I thought you just knocked it out of the park.
Well, thank you. I like a
for doing
theme.
that.
I like to help make it the life of the party. It's
Yeah.
my honor to celebrate the true talent we have here. And let's take a quick break, and when we come back, let's talk about some of the many other winners. But I think, especially because there are multiple winners in categories, there are some bands that a lot of us should be looking out for this summer and in the fall on tour. So stay with us, talking with Whammy president Roy Elkins and some of the music talent that you should be looking for this summer, next on What's on Tap.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between.
Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected variety Cedar Crust ice cream, $4.49. 13.1 to 16-ounce selected varieties Swanson Hungry Man dinners, 2 for $7. 11 to 18.7-ounce selected varieties Kellogg cereal, 2 for $6. 8 to 15.75-ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Party Size Lay's, Tostitos Natural, or Tostitos Dip, $3.99.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Frontal Max Vextolando.
Why are you dressed like a wizard?
Because the Brooklyn cabinet at Penny Mustard reminds me of the hallowed halls of a faraway magical campus.
That curved top is pretty enchanting.
Curvalosa Wizardundo.
And with all the configurable options, you get to work your magic.
Configurabilis Maximus.
The bewitching Brooklyn cabinet. American-made with locally sourced lumber and built to last for generations. Starting at $43.78 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Celebrating some of the finest Wisconsin musical talent. Whammy Awards were Sunday night, and Wisconsin Area Music Industry is what Whammy stands for. And the Whammy president, Roy Elkins, is on the line with me. And Roy, I really thought it was a special moment. For the first time ever, the Whammys awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award to Lightning and Thunder. Can you explain how Lightning and Thunder earned the very first ever Whammy Lifetime Achievement Award? And maybe who they are for people who don't know.
Well, they were very popular in the Midwest, even around the country for a long time. They're a duo that had a great Neil Diamond tribute act, and they did a lot of Blondie and ABBA and disco songs, and very authentic and very entertaining. And Claire Sardinia actually performed with another guest. But that came up a while back, and somebody said, we ought to have a Lifetime Achievement Award for somebody who's just paid their dues forever. And so we did. We said, well, why don't we start one this year? And a couple names were tossed around, and I think it was unanimous that Claire Sardinia was the person we picked, and Lightning and Thunder as well.
And what a unique story that Claire and Michael Sardina creating and perpetuating the legacy of Neil Diamond and Patsy Cline as these performers together for decades, and even got the attention of Pearl Jam, who brought them up on stage. When you talk about national attention, and now, what was it, 10 years ago, the focus of a documentary called Song Sung Blue, and then now to learn that at Christmas, everybody circled on your calendar, Song Sung Blue, the film version of Claire and Michael Sardina's life, portrayed by Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman, is going to be one of those Christmas movies, a blockbuster. So exciting to see what's a really down-home, organic Milwaukee music story make it this far.
It is it's fabulous. And, I think their legacy will even be amplified when this film hits. So it's congrats to them. We're proud to that they're from this area, and we're proud to put them into the Hall of Fame or the Lifetime Achievement.
Yeah, and Claire's still got the personality and the energy, and it was a joy to talk with her as well and see her proudly walk around with her plaque. Now, there are some other winners that are multiple Whammy Award winners, and Copper Box seems to be a band to watch. What can you tell us about Copper Box, who won Album of the Year and also Folk Singer-Songwriter Album?
Well, they're a band from the Northeast, and I'm not sure if they're exactly from Green Bay or up in that area. And they are not only a great cover band, and they've been known for just, I think I saw them first 20 years ago, and they're phenomenal performers. And they do covers very well, but they have a great album as well. And some originals. I think there's a couple of covers on it. I haven't heard it in a while, but just a fantastic band. And if you get a chance to see them, go see them. They're very entertaining as well.
And the name of their album is Copper Box, so that's easy. And for country fans, I feel like Madison County is a band that should be seen.
And they've paid their dues for a while, too. They've been around the Madison area for probably 20 years as well, maybe a little more than that. Been to Nashville a few times to record records. And they, for the longest time, they were fronted by a nephew and an uncle. Well, the uncle has just retired, and now it's a father and son. The nephew's son is now performing with them, and the vocals are phenomenal. They have a lot of original music, very entertaining, like Copper Box, and they are in phenomenal vocals and great songwriters too. So
Madison County,
get a chance.
Fun. They say they won Best Country Song, That Waylon Sound, and Madison County won Best Country Blues Album at the Whammy Awards. 3 sheets to the wind.
and Best Country Performer as well. They won. So they had the trifecta this year. Another great band, the Jimmies, won Best Blues Performer, and then the keyboard player won Best Organ Player. A guy named Dave Adler was just a fantastic piano player, plays in tribute band Steely Dan, and also in the Supertramp tribute band, which is just fabulous if you ever get a chance to see them.
Well, and I think Dave Adler also plays with Willie Porter. And
yes.
He's incredible. And speaking of Willie Porter, I got to bump into the Whammy Female Vocalist of the Year, Carmen Nickerson, at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And she was just thrilled. She was surprised to win and just thrilled. And she's been part of our music culture here in Milwaukee for quite some time, since the 90s, as she and I like to say.
Yeah. It was a well-deserved win for her. I don't know her that well, or I've met her a couple times, but I've heard her perform, and just a golden voice, and I'm glad she won. Really glad she won.
And what can you tell us before we go? What can you tell us about musician Dennis Peters?
Well, he fronts the Glam Band out of, I think they're up in the Green Bay area as well. And he's just, if you want to see a great 90s tribute band, they're the guys to see. Really energetic.
They were dressed to the nines. It was a 1920s theme, but they leaned all the way into their 1980s, the spiky hair, the makeup, and it was a lot of fun to see them. But Dennis Peters won male vocalist as well, and I understand that he's struggling with a cancer diagnosis, but that the band is rallying around and that he's just a very beloved figure.
That's news to me. I did not know that.
Yeah. So the music community coming together in such a meaningful way. Where can people go, first of all, to find out the full list of Whammy Award winners, and also learn more about the mission of Whammy when you're not giving out awards?
Yes, you can go to whammy.org and you can see all the winners. There's 87 categories, and you can read about our scholarship program where we provide scholarships for kids, and we've provided dozens over the last few years, and that's a relatively new program, and we're hoping to expand it this year with more donations and more events to raise money so we can return it back to the community.
Thank you very much for all that you do to foster the music community and elevate all of our Wisconsin talent. He is Whammy President Roy Elkins. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandy. Thanks for having me on.
Have a good night, and hopefully I'll see you at a show.
We'll see you soon. All right. Bye.
And next, we will have WTMJ News and an update on a portion of the Deep Thought yacht. That's next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scavidi with a special announcement. My dream of visiting my 50th state, Hawaii, is going to come true in November of 2026. And I'm inviting all you WTMJ fans to join me. Fox World Travel has created an incredible 3-island itinerary, which includes Oahu, the big islands of Hawaii and Maui. We'll visit Pearl Harbor, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, and a Kona coffee plantation. And you know how much I love coffee. We'll enjoy a luau on the big island, visit the Maui Aquatic Center. It's an active itinerary, but includes plenty of free time, too. My wife, Kathy, and I would love to have you join us on this WTMJ listener trip. By the way, P.S., I'm planning a unique way to commemorate this accomplishment. More details on that soon. To get more information or make a reservation, join me and my wife, Kathy. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Don't miss out on the early booking discount. Best of Hawaii. Join us with Steve Scavidi, Kathy Scavidi, Rose Gray. Call today.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we profile the average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life, becoming everyday heroes. 16-year-old boy named Tyler Snowden.
I was in my house, I heard screaming. I seen a kid on top of the roof, the house was on fire, so I took a ladder, ran over, put the ladder up, grabbed the 4 kids, and helped the mom down the ladder. I don't know, I wasn't thinking, I just took the ladder and ran.
Everyday hero on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, and I am quite excited. We've heard all about Deep Thought, how hard it was to get out of the lake and off the beach. But what happens to Deep Thought now that it has been extracted? Well, we're going to find out one artful way that part of it is going to live on with Alderman Peter Bergelis. He's in the studio with me. We'll have a fun chat after we check in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Sean Brinda.
Thanks, Sandy. A woman from Milwaukee is charged with threatening employees at Waupun Correctional Institution. 32-year-old Trina Brown is accused of making hundreds of harassing calls, texts, and emails. Dodge County Sheriff's Office says the threats caused disruptions to prison operations and that law enforcement presence was needed near victims' homes. Brown faces felony charges of stalking and several misdemeanors for unlawful use of a phone. She's in custody on a $1,000 bond. And a driver hits 3 vehicles, including a sheriff's squad in Delavan. It happened on Highway 50 Tuesday evening, where a Walworth County Sheriff's Patrol deputy was traveling eastbound near County Highway F. A red truck traveling westbound was attempting to pass the other vehicles in a non-passing zone when it sideswiped the squad car, then sideswiped another vehicle, then collided head-on with a third vehicle. All injuries in the crash were non-life-threatening. The City of Delavan Police Department believes the driver was having a medical emergency at the time of the crash. Another ICE arrest at the Milwaukee County Courthouse, according to a Chief Milwaukee Judge Carl Ashley. ICE agents arrested an immigrant at the courthouse complex on Wednesday morning. This is at least the fourth time that ICE has apprehended someone at the courthouse in just over a month. Most recently, Eduardo Flores Ruiz of Mexico was arrested after Judge Hannah Dugan allegedly helped him briefly evade arrest. Dugan has a hearing for federal obstruction charges 1 week from Thursday. Take a look at your roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. We have one incident on the road at I-43 North at North Avenue. The right shoulder is closed at this time. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear across southeast Wisconsin. All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. It's going to be mainly clear and breezy with a low of 44 degrees. Thursday, it's going to be mostly sunny, breezy, and cool with a high of 62 degrees. Friday, we'll get some sunny skies with a high of 65 degrees inland. Saturday's going to be mostly sunny and mild with some isolated thunderstorms possible with a high of 73 degrees. And Sunday's going to be mostly sunny and mild with a high of 74 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 61. In Green Bay, it's 55. In Waukesha, it's 54. And in Milwaukee, it's 50 degrees. I'm Sean Brunda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:32.
So if you're already in a relationship with an auto service center, that's great. We hope things keep firing on all cylinders.
But if you're not in a relationship, why not book your next date with us at Richlands the next time you're due for service?
All of our locations are AAA approved and staffed by ASC certified technicians with PhDs in
We can fix anything! Put that on top of the friendliest, hardest working staff you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center.
and you've got yourself a rock-solid date.
The next time you're due for factory scheduled maintenance,
Or tires, brakes, and suspension service.
book your date at richlands.com.
Or just Google us. But remember, Richlands is spelled with 2 N's.
And oh yeah, be safe, buckle up, and hey.
Always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Courtney Matchke with Richlands, and you're due for a date.
Clever.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic point aboard this tiny ship.
And a boat was stranded on our beach here in Milwaukee since last October. The pensive title, Deep Thought. And there was a whole lot of deep thought into how the heck do we get this craft off of our beach? And yesterday it happened. After all those months, it took a full day and a whole lot of person power, but Deep Thought is now off the beach. And where is it now? We're going to find out where the boat and some of the pieces are. I'm pleased to welcome to What's on Tap in the WTMJ studio, Alderman Peter Bergelis. How are you?
Hey, thanks so much. I'm great. Thanks so much for having me.
Now, Alderman Wasserman mentioned yesterday that he was incredulous that anyone would want a piece of Deep Thought as a souvenir because there was an MATC student who was down early in the morning, somehow had gotten, little chips, little parts of the boat, and was selling them for $10 a pop, or the best offer. And he sold out. That was very enterprising. Then we found out you have a portion of Deep Thought. What do you have of Deep Thought?
Well, I know some of the salvage team from Jerry's Marina, Jerry's Salvage, and reached out after they had started their work a couple weeks ago. Said, hey, what are you guys going to do with the pieces from it? Is there an opportunity to get some of that and keep it for nostalgia purposes? Or maybe it might make a really good silent auction item at a good nonprofit's annual gala here in Milwaukee at some point in the near future. So I ran over to Jerry's dock on a Saturday, exchanged a cup of coffee for the crew, and borrowed a saw and cut off a couple pieces. So I have the piece from the high fly bridge that they first took off a couple weeks ago when they were trying to get ready to take the boat out. The fly bridge steering column, but not the steering wheel. Someone else had already gotten it.
Ahoy!
And then the part that says "Go Pack." So I have one piece at home, and then another one that I brought over to City Hall to see if there's something that if we should display it at City Hall. This was back when the mayor was trying to get the boat out of the water. It fell onto county hands, as we all know. I haven't talked to the county executive, but I did talk to Supervisor Wasserman as recently as this evening, and there's an opportunity for the All City Towing to help recover some of the costs that the county had getting the boat out of the water. So
this really is
to be determined.
This really is a sensation. And if you text the word watch, WATCH, to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. If you text the word watch, you'll get the link to our YouTube live stream and you can see Alderman Bergelis. You've provided us with these fabulous photos with saw in hand, chipping away with these souvenir items. And the one piece that you have, is it what you call the fly bridge?
Where
it looks like
console,
a bench?
The console where the steering wheel was. That photo of the bench, I couldn't fit that in my truck, but it's far too big. But I thought, it really could make a really nice bench for a Milwaukee County bus stop, or maybe even something in Milwaukee County parks.
Wow.
Perhaps a memento right there where Deep Thought was, where people could sit back and remember our tumultuous winter and the 3-hour tour boat that lasted 7 months.
What an interesting idea, because immediately when, bless his heart, Wasserman said, I don't know why he wants this, I think I imagined like, oh, you have a nook or you want to make a coffee table out of like a piece of the wood. But to know that you have these grander ideas, like to actually make it a type of memorial to this moment that brought a lot of our community together. Sort of inexplicably.
Well, listen, any reason to get more people down at the lakefront and enjoy the sunrise over the lake is a good reason to go to Milwaukee County parks. So I want to promote the parks as much as possible because that's a crown jewel of our community. The more our parks are activated, the better, the safer they are, the healthier our community is. I used to be a county supervisor, so I'm familiar with the mission of Milwaukee County Parks. And even as city alderman, I still want to promote that because making our community healthier makes our community better. And if it means an abandoned boat for 7 months that actually got some people that otherwise wouldn't have gone down to the lakefront to enjoy our county parks, all the better.
I heard somebody say it was like Summerfest down there yesterday. I think Brian D. of ESPN Milwaukee had walked by earlier and came by Wisconsin's Morning News and said, it's thousands of people gawking.
I was there twice. I was there during lunch, and then I biked back over after work. I didn't really notice 1,000 people.
I think there were a lot of people up above, like on Prospect, looking down. So yeah,
with the better view.
But to your point, it is great to see people come together. And is there a line forming at City Hall to come stop in your office and see this piece of deep thought that you've got there?
I don't know if there's going to be a line, but you know what? If we need to, we can certainly display it out in the rotunda or in the hallway over by the Common Council chambers.
It is interesting and just fascinating how this has brought people together. But honestly, like, now what's the next step? I mean, how is it possible? What have the conversations been on your side of things in the administration that bless this couple that had a harrowing journey from Manitowoc to Milwaukee, think that they were going to cruise along in their retirement boat down the Mississippi River to their home in Mississippi? Bless their hearts. But for them to just leave it here, and there is no recourse? I mean, I just can't imagine that I could get away with that.
A direct quote from a colleague yesterday was, "Can't believe how much attention this got." Well, you know what? Anything that activates Milwaukee, if it's the Milwaukee Lion that we had a couple years ago, there's always something interesting going on in Milwaukee. That's part of Milwaukee's culture that makes our community such a great place to live, work, and play. Sometimes it's a little bit more playing than work. Sometimes it's a little bit more work than play. But whatever your mission, you can enjoy it and enjoy the community and enjoy the fresh air and outdoors in Milwaukee County parks.
What do we know about what's going to happen to the boat now? What's left, the carcass?
Listen, Jeff and his crew from All City Towing have been a small local business, well, not so small anymore, but a local towing provider for the city for a long time. They do great work, but that boat really is up to that salvage operation is their baby and the county's. What the county and All City decide to do, we'll see.
And when will those conversations start? Because it's a hot topic.
I think they're already starting.
Are you part of those conversations?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
but if there will be a bench or something else down at the lakefront, I'll certainly visit and get a photo there. I won't bring my saw out to take a piece of that home.
Why do you think this was so galvanizing and fascinating for people?
I think it really, when it first happened, I don't really remember much attention paid to it. But I think the very first media storm happened when someone started to decorate it for the holidays and put Christmas lights and a wreath and garland all over the railing of it. I think that's what really made it something unique and something special, and then it just took off from there.
We just sort of adopted it until it just became too dangerous. Are you sad to see it go, or do you think it was overdue?
I think I'm not sad to see it go. I do want to point out the ballerina that had the last dance yesterday morning at sunrise. Those shots were really iconic, and that's what I'm going to remember most about the pulling out.
It is absolutely beautiful. Adam Roberts, our reporter, was down there the entire day yesterday, and even he said that that's one of the favorite photos he's ever taken since he's worked here at WTMJ because it was so poetic and striking. It's also on our WTMJ YouTube live stream right now. Text the word WATCH 855-616-1620 to the Sighting Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, because as someone who covers culture and creativity here in Wisconsin and around the world, to hear all the different people talking about how this inspired them, either, like you said, inspired them to come down to the lake more often and enjoy nature, or inspired them to tag it and paint on it or dance on it. It was this touch point culturally for certainly the past warmer months, but for the past 6 months.
Well, listen, the snow pile outside of the parking garage is gone. The boat has been pulled out. I'm looking forward to the next cultural icon in Milwaukee.
I hope it's not the lion, though. This was a safer one than that. Alderman Peter Burgelis, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for preserving part of Deep Thought. And please stay in touch with me. I might nudge you every now and then and find out, okay, where is it? What's the progress? Are we going to have a memorial bench or will it be auctioned off for charity?
We'll find out soon.
Thank you so much for joining me here on What's on Tap.
Hey, it's Mother's Day weekend. Where would you be without your mom? WTMJ's John Mercure here. Get your mother out of the kitchen and into the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford, the area's most affordable Mother's Day dining destination. The Mother's Day brunch is all you can eat. It's a feast, and it's under $25, far less than what you'll pay elsewhere. Kids and grandkids under 3, they eat for free. And they can safely play in the world-class game room quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up. The Mine Shaft is super family-friendly. The Wednesday and Friday fish fry is all you can eat, just $7.99. That's right, $7.99. Mom's going to love that. Your mother's Saturday steak or prime rib dinner is under $25. Restaurant inflation is everywhere, but not at the Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford and Oshkosh. The Wednesday and Friday all-you-can-eat fish fry is $7.99. Call and reserve your Mother's Day table, mineshaftrestaurant.com. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the amazing Mine Shaft. Check out the Mine Shaft today.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Yeah, when you say your Hasselus mattress showrooms are employee-free, you don't really mean it, right?
Of course we mean it. No employees. Give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Why no employees?
To save you money.
How much money?
Well, others sell a Beauty Sleep by Beauty Rest Elm Cove B Queen for $16.59, but the everyday Hasselus price is just $8.42.
Whoa, Nelly.
We also have way low pricing on our selection of Sealy Posturepedic and more.
Well, that's pretty good.
And through Monday, purchase a select Beauty Rest or Sealy Posturepedic mattress in any size and receive a free adjustable base.
That's exceptionally good.
Plus, free next day delivery, removal and setup of your new mattress, and free financing is available too.
All because your showrooms are employee-free?
Yes, sir.
I like the way you do business.
Get a free adjustable base now through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Get all the details and find the self-service employee-free showroom near you at hasselus.com.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds. Reached my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely. And I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Dark as shame, darling, dark as shame. Thank you for all the joy and pain.
What does that make you think of? My scalp actually tingles. I immediately think of Ferris Bueller's Day Off and that fantastic scene downtown Chicago and the big German parade and having fun on the float and everybody dancing on the sides. It just puts me in a good mood. And I keep forgetting to tell you, I'm taking this European brewery tour. I'd love for you to join me. It's 10 days in September, the 12th through the 22nd, and we're going to Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. So Munich, Salzburg, Vienna, and Prague, great places to see and enjoy culture, taste the food, and sip steins, see the sights together. And it's going to be a small group, so that way when we it's easier to navigate. And it's going to be so much fun. I would love for you to join me. Sandy@WTMJ.com is my email. I would love to pop you the brochure. Just think about it, maybe browse and go, you know what, this would be fun. But so I've been sharing with you, like, hey, here's what I think is going to be super cool about being in Munich and some of the landmarks. Here's what I think is going to be super cool being in such music cities like Salzburg with the Sound of Music and Vienna with the Opera House. And Prague just sounds absolutely gorgeous. City of 1,000 spires with all sorts of great architecture and just history there as well. What I keep forgetting to tell you is I used to, for at least 4 years straight, be the hostess, the MC of the Berghoff Oktoberfest in downtown Chicago. For an entire weekend, that Federal Plaza there was full with all the picnic tables, lined up and people coming down because the Berghoff is one of these historic restaurants in Chicago, family owned for generations, and they would just do it right. And Carlin, one of the generational owners, had an authentic dirndl, like a real one. And she was like, "Do you want to wear it?" And I was like, "I do, but I don't want to ruin it." It was big pressure. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun to prost sing Ein Prosit to hundreds of people in Federal Plaza, which is right there where that Ferris Bueller's Day Off parade scene is. So that's the vibe that I want. That's super fun, good feeling with other like-minded people. Come on this fun European brewery tour with me and let's channel that Ferris Bueller don't waste a minute vibe. It's not a fast-paced, hectic trip, but it is well planned out. The 10 days, we're going to stay in 4-star hotels, airfares taken care of. Steve Bertrand Travel does a great job. They proved it when I did my Beatles trip a couple of years ago to England. Now, we're going to be in 3 countries over almost 2 weeks and just really enjoy and relax, enjoy the food. We don't have to do anything except enjoy ourselves. And there is enough time that is planned where we go to landmarks like Neuschwanstein Castle and Salzburg Palace. But there's a whole lot of time where you can do your own exploring. If you love to shop, if you just love to relax and look or just stroll down an alley and see what you find, maybe a cool record store. There's enough balance between planned and relaxed activities. So pop me a note, sandy@WTMJ.com, SANDY @WTMJ.com, or you can text the word TRIP, TRIP, to the Citing Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. You text TRIP. You get the link right there. You can browse on your phone. But I would love to travel with you. Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic for European brewery tour. Channel our Ferris Bueller vibe. Stay with me on What's on Tap. I'm going to break a leg for at least one stage. Next on What's on Tap.
When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Want to stay up to date with the crew?
Cubs fans are booing as if that was intentional. The bases are loaded, nobody's out. And it was a slider. Come on.
Tune in to Brewers Extra Innings with Dominic Cotroneo after every game.
Humiliated. You got shut up by the White Sox, now by the Cubs. The fibs. You know, am I allowed to say that on the radio? Well, I just did. You can say anything once in the words of Bob Uecker.
Or listen anytime on the Brewers All Access podcast feed. We are your home of the Brewers, WTMJ. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
If you ever listen to the Grease soundtrack, you know what that is. Hopelessly devoted to you, Olivia Newton-John, because my name is Sandy. You know the Grease soundtrack. I got a lot of people singing Sandy at me a lot, but I want to wish big old break a leg. Oh, I don't have my break a leg sound effect. I'll just have to break a leg to the cast and crew of Hopelessly Devoted, an Olivia Newton-John tribute that I think would be a whole lot of fun. Sunset Playhouse in Elm Grove. Tomorrow night is opening night. And tomorrow through Sunday, which is Mother's Day. This could be a very fun Mother's Day outing. It is a cabaret show, 2 vocalists, 3 musicians celebrating the career of Olivia Newton-John. Pop, easy listening. She even did country music. So if that sounds like a fun show to you, sunsetplayhouse.com. Tomorrow through Sunday, Olivia Newton-John tribute, something to enjoy. WTMJ News is next, and we'll get an update on Light the Hone and the East Side progress. Next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
You gotta get to Built Right today. Vince Vitrano here talking about Built Right's biggest Memorial Day mattress sale ever. It's on now. Their one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop, easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box, national or local chain store, department store, online retailer, warehouse club, or employee-free store because they have the guaranteed lowest prices. Built Right also has the best value, selection, and experienced team in Wisconsin. Over 60 models all on display to try out. 500 mattresses in stock. Choose from the best mattress brands made in the USA. Heirloom, Gold Bond, Therapeutic, Restonic, and Schiffman. Built Right specializes in hard-to-find, flippable, 2-sided, and heavy-duty mattresses. Free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built Right saves you money. Voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday. Closed to be with family. Tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Public service, courage, bravery, sacrifice. These are terms used to describe those who work in public safety who go above and beyond each and every day of their lives. If you have a police officer, dispatcher, fire professional, or an emergency nurse who impacted your life, in May we'll honor the best examples of paying it forward, sharing the tremendous stories of these local heroes. Nominate your local hero at WTMJ.com. Click on the Salute to Service banner at the top, or by texting SALUTE to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line.
It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank.
Stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
You can't beat Bernhardt.
New Berlin and Fox Point. Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, it's 49 degrees. Tonight's going to be mainly clear and breezy with a low of 44 degrees. Thursday will be mostly sunny, breezy, and cool with a high of 62 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brenda. In Waukesha County Court,
pleas of not guilty were entered upon review of the information by the defense.
Nikita Kasap, the teenager charged with killing his mother and stepfather, pled not guilty to 10 felony counts, including first-degree intentional homicide, hiding a corpse, theft of a vehicle, and identity theft. Tatiana Kasap and her husband, Donald Mayer, were found dead in their village of Waukesha home in February. A trial date has not been set. Kasap's next hearing is set for August 18th. And at the Vatican, a black smoke billowed from the Sistine Chapel this afternoon, meaning a new pope was not chosen. The cardinals will vote up to 4 times a day until one of them secures a 2/3 majority to become a new pontiff. ABC World News Tonight anchor David Muir is at the Vatican with more.
133 cardinals voting behind closed doors, 2 votes in the morning, 2 votes in the afternoon. As part of the ancient ritual, they disguise their handwriting, and on a ballot that says, "I elect as Supreme Pontiff," they then write in the name of one of their peers, folding the ballot twice and walking it to an urn at the front of the chapel, and a 2/3 majority is needed to elect a new pope.
Budget issues in the Shorewood School District could impact teachers' jobs.
Shorewood students gathered to protest the upcoming staffing cuts that could potentially affect their education.
There's so many classes that are at risk of being cut, and it's just crazy because so many people come to Shorewood for the classes, for the teachers.
Students say that the teachers are very underappreciated and even taken advantage of.
I just wish that the district would be more transparent with their spending budget. They have not outlined what exact positions are going to be cut, and they have misled voters about what their funds are being used for.
May 13th is the school board meeting where they will vote to finalize this plan. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Public Schools students get a second chance at getting lead tested for lead dust. North Division High School hosted the second lead screening for the city with the city health. North Division High School hosted the second lead screening with a city health commissioner, Dr. Michael Tudor-Rice, encouraging parents to bring their children in for testing.
In total, with all the additional clinics that Children's Wisconsin and 16th Street Community Health Centers have offered, we've seen just shy of 400 students. So that's a very small percentage of the total student body. And as Deputy Commissioner Weber mentioned, we're still trying to ramp up additional testing and making that recommendation to MPS to offer more testing.
So far, MHT has found 5 cases of lead linked to MPS schools and has tested 1,000 children in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Health Department clears Sendix on Downer to reopen.
The grocery store closed on Monday after inspectors found rodent droppings in basement storage and customer-facing areas. The health department's re-inspection Wednesday found that all pest-related violations have been addressed, with affected areas cleaned and sanitized. The Naring Sendix on Downer store is not affiliated with the 18 Sendix Food Markets stores in the Milwaukee area that are owned and operated by the Balistreri family. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, weather, and next Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 8:04.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Ready for an exciting change?
At Merle Norman, we can take your look from ordinary to extraordinary in a matter of minutes. Our innovative skincare, perfectly matched foundations, and on-trend colors will make a difference that's written all over your face. Come in and see what a makeover can do. We'll help you select products that are just right for you, and we'll teach you tips that pros know about applying your most flattering shades. Ask for your free express makeover today at Merle Norman Cosmetics Salon and Spa at Brookfield Square.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all Sports Desk. The Brewers lose to the Astros 9-1, but take the series at American Family Field. Catcher William Contreras is expected to undergo x-rays on a finger today. Brewers play-by-play announcer Jeff Levering tells Wisconsin's Morning News it relates to an issue Contreras has dealt with for the past 2 years.
There's so many foul balls that hit him in the middle finger on his catching hand last year. Apparently, he got a shot off of his finger, and he's playing with a small fracture in his finger. So maybe that explains a drop in power for him. He hasn't had an extra base hit since the series in Arizona.
The crew gets a day off before heading to Florida for a 3-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have no major incidents out on the roads at this time, so it should be a smooth drive tonight for southeast Wisconsin. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. It's going to be mainly clear and breezy with a low of 44 degrees. Thursday will be mostly sunny, breezy, and cool with a high of 62 degrees. Friday, we'll get some sunny skies with a high of 65 degrees. Saturday's going to be mostly sunny and mild with some isolated thunderstorms possible with a high of 73 degrees. And Sunday's going to be mostly sunny and mild with a high of 74 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 57. In Green Bay, it's 52. In Waukesha, it's 51. And right here in Milwaukee, it's 49 degrees. I'm Sean Brunda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this bonus hour of What's on Tap. Here with you till 9 o'clock on this supersized episode. And coming up this hour, you know, it's National Teacher Appreciation Week, which as soon as I say that, don't you kind of go, "Aw, you know who my favorite teacher is?" If you have a favorite teacher, because I think teachers, first of all, don't get enough appreciation in real time. But you know how you think decades later, you remember a teacher and then you're wondering, like, I wonder if they're still teaching, wonder where they even are. So if you want to shout out some appreciation for a teacher, either that you were a student of, or maybe you're married to one, maybe your mom is a teacher, this is appropriate week and time to do it. So why not? So for Teacher Appreciation Week, if you'd like to share your thoughts on a favorite teacher, the Citing Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. That's 855-616-1620. Call or text and share your appreciation for a meaningful teacher in your life, because they make an impact. Well, we have a teacher who's making an impact right now in the arts education world. Jackson Elementary art teacher Angie Schlitt won a national award. So we will hear from Angie and what that award is all about. It's also Asian American Pacific Islander Month. Maybe you've been driving around, seen some billboards or seen some notices about that online. We're going to tell you about some events that are coming up that you can enjoy AAPI culture, and also going to spotlight for just a segment on Momo Mi, a Pan-Asian restaurant here in Milwaukee that gets rave reviews, and find out about that restaurant's history and maybe even tempt you with some menu thoughts. But first, next, we are going to find out the progress on Light the Hone. You know, the west side is lit up so we can see it as you're looking out towards the lake. Well, last year, Light the Hone wanted to get the east side lit up in time for the RNC, but it just did not come together. But it has come together now. Installation has started. How soon Will both sides of the Hone Bridge be lit up? Erica Smith, Executive Director of Light the Hone, tells us next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
We've all experienced that feeling of lacing up a brand new pair of shoes.
And for some reason, it always felt like new shoes made you run faster, jump higher, and of course, look better.
Yeah, it was almost magical.
A brand new set of tires on your car or truck will instantly give you that same magical feeling.
Courtney, I couldn't agree with you more. A new set of treads always makes your vehicle look better, but more importantly, allows you to stop faster and grip the road a whole lot better.
Which is necessary when the weather is bad and driving conditions are poor. You'll appreciate having the extra traction.
Remember, there isn't a tire brand on the planet we can't get.
Everything from Goodyear Continental and Kelly to Dunlop General and Pirelli. If we sell it, we install it.
Plus, every tire we sell automatically comes with free flat tire repair. So be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Such a refreshing change. Richlands.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And it is National Teacher Appreciation Week. Now that you know, you can behave accordingly. And on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620, you're welcome to call in or text in a shout out of appreciation to one of your favorite teachers. And producer Brian Kelly just told me that John in McWanago called in, did kind of like a drive-by. John says, thanks to Mrs. G. Any and all appreciation is welcome, even if only John knows who the Mrs. G is that he's thinking of. It's nice to know that teachers make an impact and inspire us, hopefully to be our best and to put more information in our brain. So happy National Teacher Appreciation Week to all the teachers, and we will meet an award-winning teacher from Jackson Elementary who just won a national award for her arts education. But first, we check in with Executive Director Erica Smith because she has some progress to announce on the progress of lighting the east side of the Hone Bridge.
Popping in and out of downtown on a given week or given day may notice some lights on the Hone Bridge for one of a number of different events or causes. A great initiative to light the Hone went into place several years back, and now there's an initiative, Sandy, to light the other side, right? The other side of the Hone Bridge. It's a big project, nothing small about it, and they hope to have this done in the summer of 2025, right, as festival season is cooking and people are out on the boats enjoying their time in a Wisconsin summer.
Brighten the city so that way people who are out on the lake can look towards the city and see what we see when we look towards the lake. The Hone Bridge all lit up.
Well, if you'd like to text the word watch to our talk and text line, 855-616-1620, get ahead of this, 855-616-1620. I did not expect this. You will see what one of the actual lights looks like, because Erica Smith, the executive director of Light the Hone, has actually brought one in. You have it. This is supposed to be on the east side of the Hone Bridge, Erica, and you peeled it off and brought it into our studio
today. I did
today.
just for you. I went up there and I took it right off. So
that is fascinating. Hold that up. Let people see it. I honestly had no idea what one of the lights on the bridge would look like other than its color, right? And you've got a fascinating device in your hand.
Yeah, we have 2,500 of these on each side.
Amazing.
And so they're magnetically connected in, so we don't do any drilling, and also we don't want to impact the beautiful paint on the Hone Bridge either.
So. And that magnet fills your hand. It is like a thin hockey puck.
Mm-hmm. Holds up to 100 pounds. So.
It looks kind of like some sort of Star Wars thing that right? You build a Lego set out of it or something like that. Yeah. So walk us through where things are right now. Right, there's a pretty massive initiative. I remember the first iteration of the Hone lighting on the west side. Now you've moved on to the east side. Number one, why? What was the impetus for putting lights on the other side of the bridge?
Well, that was always part of the initial mission and vision of the project. So when we first got started, it was let's just have the west side facing so everyone can see what the lights actually look like. And now I don't think we could ever see what they would be like without it. But by adding lights now on the east side, we're actually able to see the lights from all different areas from the north to the south now, which is really exciting. So you'll be able to see from South Shore. I was actually just there checking out the terrace, and you can see the Home Bridge from there all the way over to Veterans Park. Over into McKinley and all those areas as well. So, and then let's not forget our famous festivals over at the festival grounds, over at the Summerfest grounds.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to see the lights from the park as well.
I turned around. I thought Greg was going to put these on as headphones
Yeah.
No, I'm
because
stealing
it's
this
Don't
thing.
let it connect to anything because I don't know,
Can I have it? Can I just take this thing? This is all, I don't know what I would do with it, but I like it.
But it looks like a U shape because you've got the connections.
Well, they'll actually go straight. So that's one individual one. So the ones on the Hone Bridge actually have, there's 20 of those, they're actually called nodes, and that's one string. So that's one individual one in case one, if we don't have, based on how like the layout and the architecture of the Hone is set up, that's how we have all the lights displayed and designed so they're evenly proportioned on the bridge.
And thank goodness it's not like Christmas lights, the old days where you had to find the one that
The one
wasn't
blinking bulb.
functioning properly.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, this is so cool to see it tangibly. Now, because I used to think that all the lights were individually bolted on, which would not be efficient. So we are enjoying the west side completely lit up now for a few years. The east side has begun.
It has.
When did it start officially?
It's officially started last week, Monday. So we actually have a third of it done. So the side that's on the Summerfest side has all of the nodes and the magnets installed. Today they are actually starting up on the top of the Hone with the arch. So it is down to 2 lanes. So please respect the workers and drive safely around the Hone Bridge during this time. And then next week we're actually going to move over to the MMSD side, Jones Island. And so we're anticipating with testing and stuff by probably May 30th, the install will be done. Now, we still don't know when we're turning them on yet. We're working on what that east side lighting will look like.
So you want some sort of event to make that happen, right? You can turn it on at any time once they're installed, but you'd like to have some sort of event commemorating it.
And we're looking at maybe there's an opportunity for us to extend the opportunity for many people to see them throughout the summer, not just one main event. There's an opportunity, multiple different events going on that we can kind of do different partnerships as well, because there's a lot of opportunities to kind of be out and see the lights this summer. So,
well, it was a moving event. I heard Chief Aaron Lipsky, the Milwaukee Fire Department. It was, if you're moving your way in and out of downtown, you may have seen it lit up red last night as he was honoring fallen firefighters. And it's just one of many ways that you can help honor people in the community, nonprofits, charitable causes, any one of a number of things. That was a moving event last night.
Yeah, that was the third year we've done it, and it's probably one of the more impactful ones, and just kind of seeing everyone come together from all the different fire departments within the city as well, and just being able to recognize them in that moment of silence when we turn the Hone Bridge lights out is pretty impactful.
Because the Light the Hone Bridge does more than beautify the city skyline on both sides now as of this summer. But talk about some of the other ways that, yes, you can show colors for American Heart Association Red. You know, that's a great way to support the community. But you really do use the bridge, the fun mechanics and coding of the bridge to bring the community together.
Yeah, so one of them is our intern challenge, which is we're on our 5th year now. And so our intern challenge is we work with about 500 some interns from 14 different organizations. They have the opportunity to kind of come together within different team groups, put the light show on the Hone Bridge, and then we get together at one large intern mixer and display them on the Hone.
And that's
have
designing
some fun judges,
it
and that's
and
designing
coding
it. So
it.
we don't really do that often, but that's a really unique opportunity just to kind of show tech that we're, this talent that we're doing some really cool things here in Milwaukee, that they should stay here, as well as kind of have that connection to this iconic landmark.
And I feel like I've seen more sparkles in the designs lately.
That's because of you.
How have you seen through Milwaukee PBS? I got to interview Erica for the arts page, and I got to design a pink bubbly champagne design, which was very exciting. But no one had used as much sparkle as I had before. But I think I might have broken the seal. I feel like I've seen more sparkle.
There was increased sparkle.
Excellent. I'm glad I helped brighten the city even more.
Yeah.
Where is the central control for where the lights go? Or you just have like an app on your phone, and if your Bluetooth connection fails, it doesn't work? Like where is the central housing for the lights?
So we do actually have an area near the Hone Bridge where all of our software is stored. And we actually kind of have a PC that I VPN remote connect into to actually connect to the Hone Bridge. And so I can control that from my phone. I'm very fortunate for that. But I do build all the designs on a desktop that we have, which then goes into our into remote connectivity.
Okay, so you label the design, right, for whatever it might be, and it might be multicolored. It might be the sparkly thing that Sandy talked about. You kind of build out the whole design across a certain amount of time in that software program?
Yeah, we probably have over 1,000 some shows in there.
Wow.
So, and we do keep a lot of different patterns. So some of our favorite ones, so we're able to just kind of switch the colors out. But if you have a specific RGB hex number, we can do any color that you want. And so we can really kind of narrow in or hone in specifically on the color that you like and be able to kind of change that to really amplify any of your marketing or your branding awareness as well. So
fascinating.
And another community aspect is people are part of the bridge by dedicating a node, one of the lights. Are all of the nodes dedicated now?
No, we do still have some available. So what a fun opportunity to kind of see your light bulb. We'll refer them to light bulbs because they're just easier. But you can dedicate a bulb on the Hone Bridge, and it's a really unique opportunity to kind of give back to someone that you want to say thank you or celebrate. And they can actually go to our website, go to lightthehome.com, see where their dedication is on the Hone Bridge and where it's going to be installed.
So May 30th is your anticipated date for it to be ready, and then we'll need to stay in touch on what the event is to kind of show it all off.
Yeah, we're working on that a lot.
Yeah.
Changes by the day, I should say. So, but we're really just trying to make it an opportunity for all the community to be able to enjoy it with us.
Well, no small task. Erica Smith is the executive director of Light the Hone. This thing is so cool.
Yeah. I know. You have to remember to take it back because I'm kind of concerned.
People were definitely texting the word walk. People wanted to see what it looked like. I had no idea what it looked like, but this is really neat.
It is cool to be up close to one of those nodes. That was our conversation. I filled in on Wisconsin's Morning News with Greg Matzik the first couple days of this week, and it was really super cool to see just how small those lights are. But when you add them all up, they make such an impact on the city. So now you know, and you can anticipate, at the end of the month, hopefully both sides of the Hone Bridge lit up and brightening the city just in time for all the summer festivals. We will definitely keep you updated here at WTMJ. And I'm Sandy Maxx, an award-winning art teacher in Jackson. What she won and why. Next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
St. Anne's Center for Intergenerational Care recently switched to James Imaging Systems for their document imaging technology. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
Well, I think that boils back down to the service. We have a good partnership with James Imaging.
With James, you get more than a vendor relationship. You get a local business technology partner.
Oh, absolutely. I can pick up the phone at any time, contact our representative, and he's right on it.
James Imaging Systems, business technology and local support for more productivity, more value.
Definitely. We're a nonprofit here. We have to watch every penny, so we really feel very comfortable in that area with James Imaging.
Comfortable enough to recommend James Imaging Systems to others?
Well, without hesitation, I would recommend James Imaging. They won't be disappointed.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
For those with a warm weather fashion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
This is Libby Collins. This week on WTMJ Conversations, we talk with Hartford Township Police Captain Adam Myers about the day he shot and killed a woman in the line of duty and his mental health struggles in the aftermath.
This piece of hate mail was mailed to the police department without a return address. What's your big, strong, macho policeman doing shooting and murdering a developmentally disabled young lady? I hope a DUI driver shoots you.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ. Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
National Teacher Appreciation Week, celebrating and brought to mind who's a teacher that impacted and inspired you. The Citing Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620 welcomes your input, 855-616-1620. We had a fellow named John in Mukwonago call and just kind of do a drive-by. Just did a shout-out to Mrs. G. That's good for me. We got a text now, 847, who texted in, shout-out to Mrs. R in Whitefish Bay. It's fine. You don't have to do full names. You don't have to tell me what school or what class, but I love that we're just putting the good vibes out there because, man, teaching can be, well, we know, not even can be. It is a challenging job. But when I heard it was Teacher Appreciation Week, I was reminded of this comedy clip from Leanne Morgan.
Okay, are there any teachers in here? Okay, we didn't hear them clap big because they raised their hand. I don't know how y'all do it. God did not call me to do it. If I was a teacher, I'd be running out this highway with my bra on the outside of my clothes. My teachers for my children were wonderful and helped me so much, and they like me, and I love them, and they invited me on every field trip. They did. I got to go on every field trip with 3 children, and y'all know why they invited me? Because I'm fun. And I'm not a butthole. So if you're not getting invited on the field trips, you may want to look inward.
Which is always good advice, isn't it? She is Leanne Morgan. So that comedy clip came to mind because teachers, man, patience of saints. And I was delighted to learn that a teacher at Jackson Elementary won a national award from an organization called Artsonia. And I wasn't familiar with Artsonia. It's this online, it's a website where it's basically a student art museum. So instead of just tacking up a piece of paper on your refrigerator, this is where art from students around the country gets posted digitally, and you can even, families can view it and comment on the artwork. So if your grandmother lives somewhere else, she could see it and comment and be proud. And schools can also raise funds through the sales of the art, which I think that's absolutely genius. In addition to a bake sale, why not have an art sale? So Artsonia gave an award to one of our art teachers at Jackson Elementary School. And I've spent the last couple of days with Greg Matzik on Wisconsin's Midday News, and this is our official announcement. You get to meet Angie Schlitt.
Artsonia announced that Jackson Elementary School art teacher Angie Schlitt is a recipient of the 2025 Art Education Leadership Award. This is prestigious, as Angie is one of only 15 educators across the country to receive it. And she's kind enough to join us during her busy day on the line right now. Hi, Angie. Congratulations.
Hi, thank you.
This is very cool. How did you get nominated for this amazing award?
They said it was nominated by peers, and then Artsonia selects 15 participants. I was notified. They sent me an email along with a letter and a plaque of recognition.
And this is out of thousands of nominations, Angie. And what exactly is the award for?
So the award is to recognize teachers who inspire their peers, engage their students, who also help out with the art community.
That's wonderful. And what is your actual role at Jackson Elementary School?
Sure. I am the art teacher for Jackson Elementary, which is in the West Bend School District. So I currently teach kindergarten through fourth grade.
That's got to be a lot of creative energy. What do your students seem to enjoy most in your classes?
Well, one of the things they enjoy the most is clay. Every kid loves to do clay, but they really like to see when they look at a project that I introduce them to, and they're always, "Oh, Miss Schlitt, I can't do this. This is going to be really hard. I'm not that talented." No, you can do it. You just got to try. I'm going to show you how to do it. And then when the light kind of hits in their eyes as they start to work, and they're like, "Oh, I really can do this," and how proud they are and excited that they created something.
That is very cool. And this award speaks more than just your ability to keep their hands out of the kiln, right? I mean, there's so much that goes into this as you're sort of molding this next wave to explore their creative side. I mean, it's art, right? There is no wrong answer in art. This is not mathematics, but you help create that environment where, yes, everything is your personal work. It's got to be a very rewarding opportunity for you.
Yeah, it's great. Actually, one of the first things I did when I got to Jackson 7 years ago was I repainted the room and put up a quote from Bob Ross that says, "There are no mistakes in life, just happy little accidents."
That makes my heart very happy. We are talking with teacher Angie Schlitt of Jackson Elementary School, winner of the 2025 Artsonia Art Education Leadership Award, one of only 15 art teachers in the country, and providing children, when they're at their most pure and playful, this way of expressing themselves artistically. What other benefits does arts education have other than the playfulness and the fun and that individuality?
Yeah, I think art education is super, super important now more than ever, especially when we talk about mental health in our youth and children. It allows them to be creative, express their feelings when maybe they don't know how to do it verbally. They can create something. It gives them confidence. It shows them what they can do, how to grow, and it just helps them with their ability to communicate and express their feelings.
Angie, arts education is still present in many schools, but access to it has shrunk over the years. Do you believe in your position and your expertise that it's facing a crisis at the elementary school level?
It is. It is kind of sad that arts, music and art seem to be kind of the programs that they cut first, and it's very, very sad, and I feel it's very important that people understand how important it is in not just in young children, but all throughout your life. Art impacts you in every single thing that you touch and you see in the world, from, anything that you're buying, anything that you're listening to is art. And so we're fully developed around the world that art touches everything. So it's super important.
What does it mean to you, Angie, to have been nominated by your peers, that those who are also kind of in the schools daily, teaching kids, educating, the next wave, the next generation of adults, that they would recognize you and your ability to connect with students at such a meaningful level?
Yeah, it's huge. I definitely was speechless and cried. Art is a very tricky thing. I think it is underappreciated. A lot of the times they, see the work and they kind of take it for granted sometimes, like, oh, well, you can do this, you can do that. And so to be appreciated for the talent that we're putting on children, that we're having them create and do is a huge, huge accomplishment, and I'm very honored.
She is Angie Schlitt, art teacher at Jackson Elementary School and winner of the Artsonia 2025 Art Education Leadership Award. She was just wonderful and inspiring to chat with. And she's a busy teacher. She called in between classes, but I'm really glad she made time for me and Greg Matzik. I got to fill in on Wisconsin's Midday News the past couple of days. Jessica Ty on a well-deserved vacation. She'll be back next week. But you can listen to Greg and Jessica on Wisconsin's Midday News from noon until 3 right here on WTMJ, and catch up on their podcast and the variety of conversations that they have. I am Sandy Maxx. You are hanging out on this extra hour of What's on Tap tonight. And in addition to National Teacher Appreciation Week, still welcoming your teacher shout-outs on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. It is also Asian American Pacific Islander Month, and it is a great way to learn about some cultures or just meet new people who are in your culture. And there's some great events that I want to share with you next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burkier here for Colders. Listen to this testimonial from a real customer. Quote, did you know that Colders offers a lifetime delivery membership? 2 weeks ago, I purchased a gold tier membership, which means I get free delivery for life on furniture, appliances, and mattresses at Colders. They went on. I walked into the Colders showroom looking for new furniture. I left with high quality furniture, a brand new mattress, and a lifetime membership that covers free delivery for life. Furniture, appliances, mattresses, whatever I need going forward, I won't pay another delivery fee ever. I know. I also have the lifetime membership. It gives me access to exclusive sales like the annual Lifetime Delivery Day sale, which is coming up very soon at my place, Colders. It's one of the ways that Colders takes care of its customers. If you're furnishing your home or upgrading your appliances, go to Colders. Better service, better quality, real value. I just bought bedroom furniture there. It is the best. Guaranteed best prices. Selection is great. Team is awesome. It's Colders.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Colders.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters,
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richland's Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Mitchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richland's Tire and Service Centers.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Eric Name joins Marcus and Chris for an off-season Bucks conversation. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Ready for an exciting change? At Merle Norman, we can take your look from ordinary to extraordinary in a matter of minutes. Our innovative skincare, perfectly matched foundations, and on-trend colors will make a difference that's written all over your face. Come in and see what a makeover can do. We'll help you select products that are just right for you, and we'll teach you tips that pros know about applying your most flattering shades. Ask for your free express makeover today at Merle Norman Cosmetics Salon and Spa at Brookfield Square.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Asian American Pacific Islander Month is underway, and it's a great excuse to maybe try a new restaurant or try a new activity. And there's an organization called Elevation Wisconsin, which I think is very clever. That's a group of movers and shakers in the AAPI community, and they've put together a wonderful set of events to enjoy, including on Monday, the Mahjong and Japanese Buffet AAPI pop-up. Sounds like fun. It's on 2nd Street in Walker's Point, and I understand Mahjong is different when it's Asian Mahjong, but Elevation and Cute Robot Japanese Kitchen putting together a fun event where they're going to have tables set up for HK, Taiwanese, and Ricci-style mahjong. And here we go. I'm already learning. I didn't know there were multiple styles of mahjong. That is Monday afternoon. The address is 704 2nd Street. You can find that on Facebook if you want to look into that. Also, next week on Thursday evening is called the Stronger Together AAPI Heritage Celebration, and it is going to include a gathering of the Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce and the Hmong Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce at this event from 5 till 8 on Broadway, right there in 3rd Ward, and lively dance session led by Preeti Sharma of Bali Preet, which is interactive, high energy. Everybody's invited to move and connect and celebrate together. And you know there's going to be delicious foods and beverages representing AAPI flavors and different cultural elements and good mixing and mingling at the Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce there on 511 North Broadway. And another fun celebration is in Madison on Wright Street in Madison. It's the very first AAPI celebration with the Madison Area Technical College with food and flavors and fun to enjoy there and celebrate. And then for the foodies, an Asian American Pacific Islander heritage tasting dinner that Marquette Law School's Lubar Center for Public Policy Research and Civic Education is hosting. Because if you know Derek Mosley of the Lubar Center, he's the director of the Lubar Center, and he is a foodie. I got to meet him through the Top Chef Wisconsin gatherings last year, and just vibrant, energetic, and loves to tell stories. So Derek Mosley and Marquette partnering with Elevation to explore the rich history of Indian and Burmese food cultures in American cuisine. And that is going to be held at the Prairie Springs on Park, the new dining space and event space inside the Urban Ecology Center. And that event is Sunday, May 18th. You can enjoy foods and flavors. And there's also going to be, circle this on your calendar, the week of May 18th will actually be Milwaukee Asian Restaurant Week. And you can try Burmese, Chinese, Hawaiian, Hmong, Lao, Thai, Indian food, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean food, Laotian and Thai. I think I mentioned that already. Nepalese and Himalayan, Taiwanese, Vietnamese. Oh, yeah. You can get your food on. That is Asian Restaurant Week, the week of the 18th. And we're going to introduce you to the chef and owner of one of the highest rated Pan-Asian restaurants in Milwaukee. Get to know Momo Mi next on What's on Tap.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds, reached my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely, and I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for QC Kinetics. For more than 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. You heard that right. Non-surgical relief. More than 50,000 patients who had knee pain, back pain, now living pain-free. Those with shoulder and hip pain, it's gone. The regenerative cell therapy restores tissues in your achy joints. Dr. Caravelli's team uses biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joint. And there's no surgery. Remember that. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing the old tissue. Here's what you do. You call today, 414-285-3474, 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Joshin' Around Milwaukee. It's the name of a new show we have here, Saturdays at 1:30 on WTMJ. And the goal of the show is to introduce you to two men named Josh Albrecht. Truly, Josh and Josh. And one Josh is from Milwaukee, and one Josh moved to Milwaukee and works with Visit Milwaukee. So is always discovering things. So the two of them spotlighting some cool things about Milwaukee is a fun listen. So you can always catch up on the podcast wherever you find your podcasts or at WTMJ.com, Joshin' Around Milwaukee. But one of the things I remembered, one of the interesting episodes they had at the beginning of the year was spotlighting, since we're talking about AAPI month, Asian American Pacific Islander month. They spotlighted a restaurant that I think you should know about in such a timely month. Enjoy this conversation.
We're here today with a wonderful guest. Kim Ho, co-owner of Momo Mi, is here with us today. Momo Mi is a Pan-Asian gem in Milwaukee's Walker's Point neighborhood, known for its flavorful dishes and cozy ambiance. Kim, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you. Josh and I have actually dined together at Momo Mi. I had a wonderful chicken noodle dish at lunch, the lunch special, one of the lunch specials.
I had the chicken dumplings.
Chicken dumplings.
Oh, amazing.
So we are definitely big fans of your food. Tell us a little bit about Momo Mi, how you got started, how long you've been in the Walker's Point neighborhood, and what you're trying to do down there with the restaurant.
First of all, I want to thank you, our guests, for supporting us for the past 5.5 years. We appreciate your loyalty. Also, we want to thank you, our staff. They've been very dedicated and hardworking people trying to accomplish what they are good at. So we appreciate, without them, we couldn't have Momo Mi to be vibrant and, with all the customers every night. Momo Mi is a Pan-Asian restaurant. We serve different dishes from different regions of Asia. So we have Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Vietnamese, and we are specialized in dumplings, which called momo. We made they're handcrafted dailies, fresh made one by one. You come to the right place for dumplings.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I did. I did a little research before we came, and my wife especially was jealous when she found out we were gonna. She was oh. You're going to Momo Mi. I want to go there, and I was like, "Well, I'll report back." And the dumplings were amazing.
I'm sure you were like, "Yeah, I'll bring you back some."
Yeah. That
didn't happen.
No. I offered, and she said, "No, that's not good." No, I want to go.
The fresh. You want it? Yeah.
Yes.
Took to order for you.
Yes.
You're known for the dumplings. You've gotten a lot of recognition for it, and a lot of fans over the years coming back for it, right?
Yeah, we are very proud with our employees. One of our special dumplings is a xiao long bao with Shanghai soup dumplings, and they actually soup inside the dumplings. Those fresh made daily, never frozen, and you have to be there to enjoy it because it's steamy hot.
Yeah.
It had to serve steamy hot.
And there's got to be a secret way to eat that so you don't burn your mouth.
Yes,
right?
be careful.
See, my brain, which is different than everyone else's, I'm sitting here going, how do they do it? How do they get the soup in the dumpling? How do you, it's a liquid how are you?
Yeah.
Amazing.
We're proud to say that we're the first one in Wisconsin making soup dumplings.
Oh, That's amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Now I have to go back because I got the chicken dumplings. I didn't even know. You got to keep going
could have
back.
gone and of course, this time of year, it's cold. You need that nice, warm, comfort food.
Yeah.
What better way than to have a soup dumpling?
Yummy.
What else besides the soup dumpling is the sort of a popular item for guests and visitors coming to the restaurants? Besides the dumplings, what else are you known for?
So we're also known for mee, which means it's a Chinese slang for noodles.
For noodles.
For noodles.
Yeah.
So momo, that means dumplings. Mee, that means noodles. So we have stir-fried noodles and also soup-based noodles. Some spicy and some are not. And then we're also known for clay pots, food.
Oh, interesting.
Spicy noodles, though, you got to watch out for.
I just thought it was interesting that without even knowing, we ordered Momo mee. Momo dumplings. I ordered mee.
Yeah.
Noodles. You ordered.
Yep, Josh and Josh.
Look at this. Yeah, I like the feeling when I know that we did it. We did it right. We did what we were supposed to. That's great.
So now we've all learned that momo means dumpling and that mee, M-E-E, is Chinese slang for noodles. Momo mee, if you are craving now delicious dumplings, they're at 110 East Greenfield Avenue, and you can hear more of that conversation and get to know Kim Ho, the owner of Momo mee, better. Go back and listen to the Joshing Around Milwaukee podcast at WTMJ.com or listen Saturdays at 1:30 here on WTMJ. Stay with me. Find out what's happening tomorrow on What's on Tap. Next on WTMJ.
So how is that possible? 1.9% real estate commission? There must be something you're not telling me.
I hear that a lot. The truth is, everybody could do it, but they choose not to because folks keep paying more than they have to. I guess they just haven't heard yet that Century 21 Benefit Realty can make that 1.9% real estate commission promise on the sale of your home and stick to it. So I'd like to think that's going to make your decision easy. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, reminding you to double-check your home. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family-owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. Call Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Bonus hour tonight of What's on Tap. We'll be back to 2 hours tomorrow, 6 till 8, and you will have chances to win a pair of free Super Duper Alice Cooper tickets. Alice Cooper in town this time next week. He will be on stage with the guillotine and the huge Frankenstein and his boa constrictor. Miller High Life Theater next Wednesday night, pabstheatergroup.com, or just search Alice Cooper Milwaukee tickets. I'm sure you'll pop up right there because that is going to be an epic evening. And maybe if you've got the right kind of mom, could be a great Mother's Day gift to get her Alice Cooper tickets for next Wednesday at Miller High Life Theater. Also tomorrow, Summerfest countdown continues or starts in my world, because tomorrow it will be 6 weeks until the first Thursday of Summerfest. I know it seems like a long way away. Maybe I shouldn't get that excited, but when you got that many bands to look forward to, and you know how it is. Once we get past Memorial Day, it's just going to zoom by. So going to see who some Summerfest picks are of my colleagues here around WTMJ, and working on a couple of other topics for tomorrow's show. And a reminder, if you want to come fly with me and sip steins, see sights in 3 countries, Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic, I'd be glad to send you the brochure. I keep telling you, and there are some spaces left, but I wouldn't want you to get left out. We're getting to decision-making time. Email me, sandy@wtmj.com, sandy@wtmj.com. You can also browse the website, wtmj.com. It is posted there on the What's on Tap page, the European Brewery Tour in Munich, Salzburg, Vienna, and Prague. Oh, we're going to have a good time. It's going to be a good group of WTMJ folks. sandy@wtmj.com. And as I was joking earlier, channel our Ferris Bueller vibe, because remember that whole scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off where it's the German parade in downtown Chicago? It's going to be that much fun. So thank you so much for listening, and thanks to everyone who used the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. You can always chime in at 855-616-1620. I appreciated your memories of where you were when the last Pope was elected, when that white smoke came out in March of 2013. And I also appreciate the shout outs to teachers. National Teacher Appreciation Week does continue. So be nice to those who are inspired by educating others. National Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Sandy Maxx. Please tell your friends about What's on Tap. Sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Since 1955, the cars are fast.